Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here with Commissioner Rodriguez and our Chief Accessibility Officer, Q Arroyo. Time is up for people who are blocking buses. Camera enforcement is one of the most efficient tools at our disposal to improve our bus riders' experiences. On average, our ABLE bus lane enforcement system has improved bus speeds by over 5%, reduced our collisions by 20%, and led to a 5 to 10% emissions reductions in those zones. And we've only had a 9% recidivism rate. Thanks to these efforts, we have improved the bus ride for over 500,000 daily passengers. But today, we're here to talk about ACE, Automated Camera Enforcement. Last year, the 2023 state budget allowed us to expand our enforcement. This enforcement now expands not only to bus lanes, people blocking our bus lanes, but in or out of our bus lanes. If you're double parked in our routes blocking our buses, or you are parked in our bus stops, you will now receive a violation. All of our current 623 buses and 14 routes that are equipped with ABLE have now been updated with this latest technology of ACE. And thanks to our government community relations and our legislative process who made this possible. The ACE now enables us to clear our bus stops, battle double parked cars blocking our routes, and since implementing ACE in June when we began issuing warnings, that we have actually increased our enforced route mileage by 250%. Now 220 miles of bus lanes are being enforced 24/7 by ACE. Now specifically this location we're at today is a great example where we have the M15 and we have the M34. ABLE made significant improvements to these corridors, but now ACE will take that even further. And as you may be able to see here, or you look around you, we still have some folks who have not gotten the message, but they're going to. August 19th, they're going to start paying fines because of this. You know, specifically, I can testify to the improvements alone this has done for the M15. Today, we took the M15 up on the SBS. Kimberly, who gave us a wonderful ride, was able to, traverse through traffic significantly. But we still had those folks there who decided they wanted to park illegally in our bus lanes or block our bus stops. Those folks, beyond notice, you're getting tickets Monday, right? So now I'd like to share a video with you to show you an example. Now these videos were taken from our buses throughout these 14 routes during the warning period to give you an example of what our bus operators and our passengers have to deal with day in and day out to try to get to where they need to go. So if you would, please play the video. As you see here, you can see right here, bus stops blocked. People cannot get to the bus. Another example in Manhattan. We're forcing our bus riders to step out into traffic to be able to get on the bus, causing an unsafe condition. Now all these people blocking, they're receiving warnings, but they're going to be getting tickets effective Monday. Here we have, again, violators blocking our bus stops, blocking the lanes, but not only are they causing inconvenience, they're causing a safety issue, causing bikes to come out of their lanes. Again, another example we're going to see here is we're actually causing bikes to have to traverse out of their lanes and go into the bus lane. And here we're going to see, again, another example of a bus stop that is completely blocked. The bus cannot get to the curb and cannot service our customers properly, putting our customers and our buses in danger. Again, another example, we're going to see double parked vehicles causing our bus to go out and over into the opposite lane of traffic where we have a tractor trailer coming. Now these vehicles that are double parked, they're held harmless if there's a collision or if there's an injury. They just get in their car and drive away. But our bus passengers are at risk and our operators are at risk. Again, here's one, again, another example, the cyclist is forced out into the bus lane. So the examples are endless, but really what we're showing here is these are right now, these folks are receiving warnings, but no more. Effective August 19th, they are now getting violations. You know, we could see our streets are just as congested as ever as pre-pandemic. And, you know, this is one of our tools in our disposal that we need to help free up this congestion. Now, Commissioner Rodriguez and I are very excited for ACE and what it will do for the millions of New Yorkers who ride our bus system. And, you know, look, we've said it over and over again. The bus system is critical to equity, accessibility, and it disproportionately serves lower income minorities and New Yorkers with disabilities. So on behalf of all the grandparents trying to get to see their grandchildren, the tired nurses, the school teachers, the students trying to get to and from work, people trying to get to the grocery stores, on behalf of all of our bus customers, I have the message for New York City drivers. Stay out of the way of our buses. Stay out of our bus lanes. Do not block our bus stops. Do not double park. When in doubt, you best be sure you're not blocking a bus route. Thank you, and now I'm going to pass it over to Commissioner Rodriguez for some comments.
Good morning, everyone. It's so great to be here with partners with whom we've been able to take all the necessary steps to make our streets safer for everyone. So what we are doing today is not important because our buses are moving faster and efficient, but also when you see the block of visibility, also that contributes to crashes. And this is something that also is very important for all of us, from Governor Hochul to Mayor Adams to Llano to OSA DOT. We are all working together to be sure that we continue making New York City a role model nationwide on everything that we are doing. My name is Danis Rodriguez. I'm the Commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation. It is my pleasure to represent Mayor Eric Adams here today and stand alongside MTA leadership and advocate to launch expanded automatic enforcement for bus mounted cameras. Fran Anicaro and Camuel Arroyo, thank you both of you and the whole team of the MTA for your support. And thank you to the leadership in Auburn, the Senate, and the Assembly. Without their support, we'll not be able to be where we are today. And the advocates, you are the one that have been leading the fight. Bus lanes are for buses, period. Thanks to the efforts in Albany to expand our authority for automatic enforcement, we now have new capabilities to help keep New Yorkers safe and make services faster and more reliable for tens of thousands of daily bus riders. Early this year, we turned, as you heard before, those cameras on and started sending warning to drivers, blocking bus stops and double parking on bus routes. Over 40,000 warnings, to be clear. Now, drivers won't be getting warnings anymore. They will be getting tickets. And we don't want one driver to get a ticket. And the only way of how it will happen is if they stay out of the bus lane. The majority of bus routes are in mixed traffic without bus lanes, where they are often delayed by double park cars and other illegal behaviors. MTA's bus mounted cameras will pave the way for improved bus services while also making our streets safer for everyone, whether you're walking, driving, or riding a bicycle. Automatic enforcement changes driver behaviors, and that's our goal. We've seen this with speed cameras, we have seen this with red light cameras, and we have seen this with bus lane cameras. Only 19% of violators that receive an automatic bus camera ticket receive a second one, so they change the behavior. Just 8% of violators have received 3 or more tickets. That's what we want, for people not to get tickets by being out of the bus lane. Improving bus services is a matter of equity, and DOT's hardworking staff is working constantly, especially together with the MTA, on ways to improve our city bus network. And our work is paying off all over the city, becoming a role model nationwide. Bus speed increased up to 31% after complete this busway. And pedestrians and cyclists injuries are down by 40%. Automatic enforcement combined with dedicated bus lane means safe roadways and safer travel for all New Yorkers. Newcomers along the Fulton Street Mall, Livingston Street, Gone Hill Road, or on the Washington Bridge will support service on new and existing bus lanes. I'd like to thank our talented team that is also delivering this great project, including Nolan Levinson, Chris Thorne, Rochelle Brahal, Paul Gobel, and the rest of our transit development team, as well as our team that oversee our automatic enforcement, Vinny Susi, Thomas Davis, and Josh Benson. Hoy nosotros estamos aquí anunciando de que los 40,000 choferes que han recibido un ticket, una alerta de que ellos estaban en una línea de autobuses, nosotros esperemos que ellos aprendan de esa alerta, porque de aquí en adelante no será una alerta, será un ticket. Nosotros sabemos que la mayoría de los choferes cambian la forma en cómo manejan. El 19% de los choferes, cuando reciben un ticket, no reciben más. Y el 8% de los choferes, solamente el 8% de los choferes reciben 3 tickets o más. Nosotros sabemos que con el liderazgo del alcalde Eric Adams, con la gobernadora Hochul, el chairman de MTA El Llano, en todos nosotros juntos, vamos a seguir haciendo de Nueva York un modelo de usar la tecnología para ir detrás de aquellos choferes que abusan entrándose en las líneas que solamente están hechas para los autobuses. Thank you. With that, now I call a good friend, great leader, Kemuel Arroyo.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Rodriguez. Thank you to your team. Thank you to the mayor, Deputy Mayor Yoshi, and the entire transportation team at City Hall for helping us in this amazing collaboration to ensure the efficient and safe movement of people, vehicles, and goods throughout the state of New York. Thank you, Frank, Sunil, and the rest of our team. But also, as Commissioner said, a special shout out and thank you to our disability advocates, our board member, Andrew Albert here behind me, who are really keeping our feet to the fire and ensuring that we continue to push and do better. Frank, the amazing job that you do every day is so critical for New York. And I saw that during the pandemic. When we had empty subways, we never saw an empty bus. And our bus systems is essential to move millions of people. Frank, we're close to 2 million a day right now, I'm thinking, right? More than 2 million riders a day. And that speaks volumes to how mission critical our bus network systems is. Listen, you've heard this before and I'll say it again. There are no transit deserts in New York City. We may have subway deserts, but our bus networks moves New Yorkers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I want to give a special thanks to our bus team for being the first bus network system in America to have a fully accessible system moving New Yorkers with disabilities to jobs, to entertainment, to a bar after a long day, and yes, to their doctor's appointments. And there's no coincidence that we're here outside of NYU Langone, where I used to live for 10 months in rehab after my injury. This is so essential for so many New Yorkers with disabilities who rely on a bus network systems to get to where they need to go. And we need to continue to talk about how important it is for our buses to curve, for our buses to get to the sidewalk so that they can safely and effectively deploy a ramp. For so many New Yorkers with mobility disabilities like myself, for so many seniors who are not able to step up onto the bus, and of course for so many parents and caregivers who move around. Folks, I'm not talking about a couple thousand people. There are over 1 million New Yorkers with disabilities. There's over 1.5 million New Yorkers over the age of 65, and on average over 150,000 births in the city of New York. That's over 150,000 strollers added to the sidewalks every year. And Emma's here with us. Emma, you have a stroller. You know how difficult it is to navigate the system with a stroller. We saw today trying to move around from buses to subways how the demand for elevators is so high because you have tourists, you have seniors, you have people with disabilities, and parents and caregivers all going for the same asset. Well, guess what? Our bus systems provide that relief and reliable service every day. This is such an important event, and I'm happy to celebrate here with the city, here with our team at the MTA, to say, when in doubt, just get out. Bus lanes are for buses, and nobody else belongs there. And that is especially true for paratransit vehicles, who also need that access to the curb for safe, reliable pickup and drop-off. Unas cuantas palabras en español. Para mí es un placer estar aquí hoy con mi hermano, el comisionado Idanis Rodríguez, celebrando que hoy se comienza, se acaba el aviso de las líneas de autobuses. Ya no verá ningún cuento. Si están manejando en las líneas de autobuses, tendrán un ticket. Los últimos 60 días se le ha dado un aviso. Hoy se acaba ese aviso y se comienzan las multas. Cuando en duda, sálganse de ahí. Las líneas de autobuses son para autobuses y más nadie. Y eso es esencial para todos los neoyorquinos con discapacidad, nuestros neoyorquinos envejecedores y nuestros turistas y padres que necesitan un sistema de autobús accesible. En la ciudad de Nueva York no hay desierto de transportes. Hay desiertos de trenes, pero nuestro sistema de autobuses mueve Nueva York 24 horas, 7 días a la semana. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Q. And I would be remiss if I did not introduce Andrew Albert, one of our longest-standing board members, but one of the most strongest transit advocates here. And thank you, Andrew, for being here. Appreciate it. So, okay.
All right, let's start Q&A with Samantha Liebman from New York 1. Sam, good morning to you.
Good morning. So I have a couple of questions. One is, why can't you put these cameras on every route? And who is the operator of these cameras, like the vendor? And can they identify and issue tickets to cars with temporary plates? And also, some bus drivers told me that people who double park in the bus lane sometimes pop their trunk on purpose so their plates can't be read. So what do you do about that?
Okay. So we are expanding this, right? We're going to expand this throughout all boroughs. As you know, we have 14 routes now. By the end of the year, we're going to expand to an additional 20 routes. And throughout the program, this legislation covers, we're going to go almost full scale. We're planning on going to potentially over 3,000 buses and over 90 bus routes. So why can't we? No, we can, and we are going to, right? Regarding the question regarding the trunks, well, that's why this alone cannot do everything. It does a lot. But, you know, I shout out against Chief Rivera, who established the bus lane task force. And they're out there in force. I think since inception, they've given out over 60,000 tickets. And they're out there across, I think it's 18 corridors. So those folks who think pop your trunks, that's not a problem. Chief Rivera is going to get you.
Temporary plates?
Sunil?
So we're working with City DOT on that.
We're working on that. Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on. Yeme, do you have a question? Yeme Bell? No? Okay, let's go. Sometimes David Colon has questions from Streets Blog at these events. Dave, good morning.
Hi, Tim. This is for Adonis, actually. I can wait for the dump truck to go. Adonis, so far this year, the DOT has only proposed 7 miles of bus lanes that's proposed to go in this year. The mayor has suggested that some of this slow pace has to do with the lack of community buy-in, lack of community engagement that the DOT is doing. If that's the case, after 3 years on the job, why is the agency still not out there organizing so that you can get bus lanes in there faster when we know that they need to be out there?
Look, I'm proud of the accomplishment that we've been able to get in our city, not only during my time as a commissioner, but also under the leadership of the previous commissioners. And everything that we do is larger by any other city. Yes, we need to wait to the end of the year. I'm not going to be getting right now to say how many bus lane we'll be able to do by the end of 24. I can tell you that the numbers of bus lane that we did in 23, that was important not only because of the quantity, but also about the quality. It's about how many riders benefit with that. Last year we did 32 miles of protected bike lane, not bus lane. But those bike lanes, they were larger than the numbers of protected bike lane that all largest city built together in this country. So of course, the advocate, they have to continue doing the job. They are our friend, they are our ally, but I'm proud of the number that we've been able to get so far. Yes, to do bus lane is more than DOT. I'm proud of the leadership that we have in the agency, not only myself, but having a great team that we have in the agency, in the planning division. But also we had to go out through community. And sometimes when you go out through community, sometimes there's opposition. And we also work together, all the MTA, we go and meet with the different advocates again. By the end of this year, we'll be able to say how many bus lanes we'll be able to accomplish in 24.
All right, we're moving on. No. He responded to the question, Dave. We got to move on. E.T. Rodriguez is here from the Bronx Times and AM New York.
Hi there. I was just reading data that was released with NASA and Transportation Alternatives about the hottest bus stops in New York City. Are there shelters, more bus shelters that are going to be rolled out for certain bus stops? When can we expect that? What locations? Also, the Bronx Times has 60% that don't have bus shelters.
Yeah, so definitely having an increase of bus shelters in our city is a top priority for Mayor Adams, for myself, and everyone at DOT and City Hall. All the bus shelters in our city, they're run by JC the Cop. They go through the process. As you know, it's a global institution. So with the new contract that we negotiated with them, we will see hundreds more of bus shelters. We are still in the process to decide where those bus shelters will be installed. But also we have benches. And we want to be sure that as much as possible, all our bus stops, they should have, if no bus shelters, they should have benches, and they should accommodate for all riders, especially senior citizens, to also be able to sit as they wait for the buses.
All right, let's go to Evan Simko Bednarski of your New York Daily News. Evan.
Thank you, Tim. As usual, a technical question. How does the system differentiate between people who are double parked and, say, taxis, rideshare cars that are pulling off to the side of the road to pick up, drop off a customer?
Sunil Nair with the buses department at the MTA.
Thank
Sunil.
you. So the system actually uses cameras on the bus to identify instances where people are double parked, people who block our bus lanes, as well as lane blockers. And the system uses a technology on the back end to ensure that people get up to nearly 5 minutes to make sure that two buses passing by that double parked car essentially are still there at the stop. So the back-end technology combined with real-time technology on the buses allow for the system to operate. Yep.
All right, let's go to Jaime Bell from Telemundo. Just step forward a little bit.
Yeah, I
so
have
they
a
can
question
see
for
you.
Idanis. Can we talk about the price of the fines after drivers have many infractions?
Do you want that in English or Spanish?
In English or Spanish? I think Spanish is going to be better for us.
Es español for Telemundo.
Claro. So, la primera multa son $50. Después de ahí se van agregando 25 más, van subiendo. We don't want to get $1 in fine. And the message to drivers is, please don't get a fine. We want to be helpful for you not to get a fine. The only way you have to, and how you're going to be doing it by not getting into the bus lane. Nosotros queremos, la primera multa comienza en $50, luego van aumentando. Como alguien que fue taxista yo cuando estaba estudiando, como alguien que también vive en comunidades que muchas veces hemos sido target de inequality también, para mí es también una gran responsabilidad el que el mensaje esté claro. Ni la gobernadora Joco, ni el alcalde Arens, ni el chairman Llano, ni nosotros quisiéramos que una persona pague un centavo en una multa. La forma de cómo lograrse es no entrándose en la línea de los autobuses.
All right, let's go to Jose Martinez right there, coming off back-to-back scoops in the city to this week. Here comes number 3, Jose.
A quick question to Commissioner Idanis. You say you don't want people getting fines. Why not?
Because the easy way to do is by not blocking the bus way. We just want to automatic enforcement, as I say, red light camera. By the way, Albany also allow New York City to increase red light camera from 150 locations to 600, something that we will see also by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So a speed camera is the same thing. We want people to drive at 25. We want drivers not to get into the bus lane. Yes, those who get into, they will not be getting warning anymore. They get in the ticket, and we're ready for them to receive the ticket. The message is, in order to change the driver behavior, for those people not to get a ticket, they just have to be part of the solution, not blocking any bus lane.
All right, I think we are going to go back to Samantha Liebman to wrap us up here. Sam, go ahead.
Off topic.
Hang on, anybody else on topic? Miles, we're good? The great Jimmy Roberts is here. Jimmy, you're good? All right, Sam, one off topic, and then we're going to close it out.
Okay, on Fordham Road, there's still a push to have a busway, and obviously there was new paint put down last year. Do we have any information on whether in the problem areas bus speeds have increased from the 4 miles an hour? Because the metrics page just gives a monthly average speed, which doesn't tell the whole story. But do we know if there has been improvement at all?
What I can say, and I can start in the MTA, is that we are, but by the way, before I answer that question, it's for record, because I don't want no one to be writing in the newspaper, on the TV. Commissioner say that he doesn't want drivers to get a ticket. So the message is, the way of how drivers should not be getting a ticket is not by not blocking the bus way. That's the message. But with the question with the foreign need from our end, our great team led by Eric Bigton, who is in charge of the planning division and the whole team of the bus division, we are doing the assessment. As you know, the MTA and us, we went to Fordham, we met with the advocate. Unfortunately, we were not able to do the projects we wanted to, but our follow-up is to do the assessment. I don't have a complete report, the assessment, so, but when we're ready, we will get back to you.
Or are there plans still to do a busway?
We need to move riders fastest. That's the message. And Fordham is something that we will not give up. Fordham in any way where we have a thousand or hundreds of riders, like as Kemuel said, 2 million riders in buses every day. It is more easy for us to reimagine the use or in New Yorkers moving in our buses than building the Second Avenue subway. So our buses is like our train above the ground. So we will continue looking at Fordham, we will continue at Tremont, we will continue looking in any place where we have buses. We want not only to use automatic enforcement, but also looking at everything that we have in our menu, which include busway, SBS, BRT, and so Fordham will continue being a priority for our administration too.
All right, thanks, Commissioner. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. For those of you who are watching, and there are a lot of you online, we're going to rerun that video that shows the bus lane violations. All right, so that's coming back at you a second time with no sound attached to it. And for everybody else, enjoy the day. Thank you.